Today we're making our turkey burgers. We have all the ingredients laid out here, all of my spices here, got the breadcrumbs and my barbecue sauce that I use in it. We also have some chopped mushrooms, onions. I put some mushrooms in here already and added the milk in with the ground turkey. It's 1 pound of ground turkey. We're going to be making some mushroom sauce to go along with this. I did chop the green pepper already, 1 whole green pepper for this recipe. So let's go ahead and add the green pepper in. Now we're going to be adding the onions in. It's some people say use half an onion. I like using a whole medium-sized onion on this. This one's a white onion. You can use red or yellow onions. Really doesn't matter. We have the onion added. Now we're going to be putting some oregano in. Just go with what you like. I usually do rough estimate about half a tablespoon or half a teaspoon. A pinch of some smoked mesquite. A dash of sweet and smoky rub. Use some basil. Basil actually tastes really good in this. So just do a couple of little squirts of basil. Dash of parsley. And a dash of onion powder. Now we're going to be using breadcrumbs with this. I like using the Parmesan breadcrumbs because sometimes I put some Parmesan cheese in with my burgers. And it tastes so good. You can ask the kids, they all love it. And it's fun for the kids to enjoy. Now with this one, I'm going to actually have my daughter pouring in here. So you can actually see how much they actually contribute to helping out. And it's always good to get your kids involved in your cooking. It's so much fun for them. They get to have hands-on, and it just tastes much better when they help out. Now my son's going to be pouring the barbecue sauce. He's going to be giving some squirts of barbecue sauce in here. And the barbecue sauce just adds a little punch to it. And everybody who loves the burgers knows that having that punch just makes it that much better. Just a little more. Now with this, it takes 2 eggs, which I was almost about to forget, I tell you. Thankfully, I have the kids here to remind me. Hey, Daddy, you need the eggs. Y'all ever have that problem? Kids always remembering stuff and you forgetting? Happens to me about every day. Now with the mixing, you can use your hands, you can use the spoon. I like using a spoon myself because hands are going to get cold enough as it is when you make the burgers out. It looks a little bit runny right now, but that will go away. As you stir it in, you may have to add some more breadcrumbs, which be okay. Now mentioning the Parmesan cheese, you see I'm about to add some Parmesan cheese. This is going to add some of the stiffness to it. Just add a little bit. I like using the grated Parmesan cheese. You can add some of the shredded if you like. My personal opinion, the grated's better. Now this amount of the turkey, it makes about 8 to 9 burger patties. The burgers are so good, you about eat them in a day, especially if you're a pig like me. With this, you want to make sure your hands are clean. Have about that much in your spoon. Plop it right down in your hands. Maybe just a tad bit more. And what I like doing is just throwing it around till it makes a burger patty. You see my daughter's actually here helping. She's actually going to be making her own patty because she doesn't like the size that I make on this. Just a little bit more. All right, and then flop it around. A little bit more. Plop it right down. All right, today we're going to bake these patties. It actually comes out pretty nice when you bake them. As you can see, we have all the patties laid out. My daughter said, let's make them big. My son agreed, let's make them big. So we only have 6 patties out of this bunch. So you bake it at 350 for roughly 45 minutes to an hour. Just check it periodically, making sure that it's golden brown and that it's cooked all the way through. If it's not cooked, all right, now that the oven is up to the correct temperature, we're going to put this in for at 350 for 1 hour. All right, now we're going to be cooking the corn. We want to make sure we have a pot with some water in it so we can boil the corn. I like putting a little bit of salt in with my water. Again, I'm using pink sea salt, roughly about that much, and just sprinkle it in. Let it come up to a boil, and then you know you're ready to drop the corn in. And while we're waiting for the water to boil, we will be cooking the mushrooms for our mushroom sauce. I like drop them right on into the pan and just let them cook right down. Again, make sure your mushrooms are completely washed. You want all that dirt and whatever they were growing in completely off of them, so that way you got clean mushrooms cooking. Now that the water is starting to boil, we're going to go ahead and drop our corn in. Do it slowly so you don't burn yourself. Put our lid on top. That part's done. Let's take a look at our mushrooms here. All right, they are looking really good and cooked now. So we're going to start our sauce. With our sauce, we poured in the powder already. Now we're adding 1 cup of water to the sauce. Get that nice and cooking here. Give it a quick little stir. Get all that powder in there. With this, you don't have to stir it too awfully hard. And make sure that you have your heat on low heat. We don't need it too high, we don't need it too low. This way, you get that sauce nice and creamy and all the mushrooms cooked in real good. Get all that powder stirred in there. All right, since that's starting here, we're going to go ahead and cover it back up. And check on our corn here, make sure that it's going real good. It's still looking good. We're going to give it a real quick stir as well, just to get that butter going around and melting into the corn. All right. All right, checking the sauce. I noticed that it finished quickly. Look at this sauce, how nice it looks. All the powder is already dissolved into the water. It looks really good, and it's going to go great over our burger patties. All right. Now that we got the patties cooked, we're going to take a look at them and make sure that they're all done. which they look really done. They smell awesome. I still wish we had smell-o-vision. Towel got hot there. Towel got very hot. Let's take a look at the corn here. The corn looks pretty good. Smells good. Oh my gosh. I don't know what's better, the smell or the food. Yeah, the corn looks really good. Let's take a look at the sauce. Make sure that sauce is good. Sauce is still good. And let's get this on a plate so we can test it. Taste test time, kids.